weekend.
Good evening and thanks for joining us here on Weekend Edition. I'm Imani Payne. We begin tonight in Temple, where a man has died after being stabbed. The stabbing happened in the 1000 block of South 51st Street around 6 this morning. Police say the suspect is 45-year-old Nancy Mosley of Temple. Officers say Mosley and the victim got into some kind of argument. Things escalated and Mosley stabbed the man. She was still on the scene when officers arrived and was arrested. Lieutenant Brad Hunt says he's proud of his team's quick actions.
It's witnesses that help you find out who did what pretty quickly, and so the officers arrived within 4 minutes. They detained everybody here, got them, interviewed. The detectives and the officers did an outstanding job finding out what happened.
It's unclear how the victim and suspect knew each other, and investigation is ongoing. Right now, several fire agencies are battling a large grass fire in Bell County. It happened near Campbell Hill Road and Dice Grove Road just before 1 this afternoon. Officials say the fire began as a car fire and then quickly spread into a large grass fire. They say it started out at 6 acres but has quickly spread. Little River Academy Fire is responding. They have assistance from Temple and Belton Fire. Crews are working to contain the flames. Coryell Memorial's emergency room reopened today, 5 days after a massive explosion ripped through the hospital, killing 2 people and injuring several others. Staff took to Facebook to share the news, saying the ER is now open 24/7 for patients who have depended on them for almost 70 years. They went on to say, "We were down, but we're back up to do what we do best, providing quality health care close to home." The cause of the explosion is still under investigation. Well, it's time now for a first check of what's been a very hot weekend so far. Meteorologist Zach Scott is standing by with what we can expect on this first day of July. Hey, Zach.
More heat. Back to you, Imani.
Always.
Yeah, hey, it has been.
Thanks, Zach. A celebration of life event has been scheduled for Teresa Hoyt. She's the woman who was hit and killed in that violent wreck in Hill County on Friday. If you remember, Teresa was driving a group of church kids to a retreat when a truck drove into the wrong lane and crashed into her head on. She later died at the hospital. The woman's husband says the celebration of life event will take place this Thursday at 3 p.m. It's happening at the Father's House Church in San Saba. He says come prepared to worship and celebrate with the family. Making headlines around the state, family and friends of 18-year-old Devon Gross gathered this weekend to say their final goodbyes. Gross was shot and killed at a Valero gas station in Austin off of Highway 183. Loved ones say they're still trying to come to terms with it all. The suspect, 24-year-old Stanley Pates, has been charged with murder. His bond is set at $500,000. In national news, 9 people, including 6 children, were sent to the hospital after they were stabbed at an apartment complex. Here's a look at the suspect, 30-year-old Timmy Kenner from Los Angeles. Police say Kenner stabbed the victims late Saturday night. It happened at an apartment complex in Idaho where the man was staying temporarily. Investigators say Kenner had been asked to leave the property the day before, but didn't say why.
As you can imagine, the Wiley Street apartment and our community is reeling from this attack. It's not a symbol or a representation of our community of Boise, but it's a single evil individual who attacked.
6 of the 9 victims are children. 4 of the victims are in critical condition. Police are still investigating a motive. When Waco's own Dave Campbell recently signed copies of the 58th annual Dave Campbell's Texas Football magazine, he signed some copies for a man who has more magazines than himself. Tonight, Curtis Quillen is sharing the story of how Gentry Little helped make it the largest high school football magazine in the state. Hey, Curtis.